Just in. Our listeners are in for a treat on F1 Motor Fever podcast. The world of Formula One experienced a roller coaster of events in the last 24 hours, revolving around the youthful dynamo Oliver Bearman.
Ah, yes, the 18-year-old wonderkind who went from securing pole position in Formula 2 to making his F1 debut for the prestigious Scuderia Ferrari, all in a day's work, wouldn't you say, George Watson?
Absolutely, William. His day began with preparing for the F2 race with his team, Prima Racing, only to get a life-changing call from Ferrari. Their main driver, Carlos Sainz, was unwell and needed a replacement for the free practice sessions.
It was a tough break for Sainz. He even tried to return to practice despite his illness. Yet the lap of fate was about to begin for young Bearman, wasn't it, George?
Indeed, William. Bearman showed resilience on his F2 pole run, but the real adrenaline rush began when he stepped into the F1 car. It was a trial by fire, and he was about to face off against the seasoned elites of the motorsport world.
And how he faced them, George. His F1 debut came at the Jeddah Corniche circuit, a challenging track with a demanding profile. Yet Bearman adjusted to the car quickly, even tuning the headrest to his liking.
Not just that. He made Lewis Hamilton sweat, almost making it to Q3, missing by just 0.036s. That must have been a thrilling moment for the young debutante and a sigh of relief for Hamilton, eh, William?
Well, that was just the beginning, George. His true moment of glory came on Saturday when he finished the race in an impressive P7. Ladies and gentlemen, points on an F1 debut.
And let's not forget the cherry on top, William. Praised by his team, applauded by his opponents, and welcomed by fans worldwide. This was definitely Bearman's day.
This wasn't just another race, George. This was a tale of unexpected opportunities, quick decisions, and the relentless pursuit of speed. It's a chapter that'll echo in the annals of Formula One history.
Ah, you've nailed it, William Turner. Bearman's journey from F2 pole to F1 debut in just 24 hours is not just historic, it's timeless, resonating through the annals of racing, a testament to the indomitable spirit of Oliver Bearman. Good morning, motorsport fans, and welcome to a special Thursday morning edition of F1 Motor Fever podcast. I'm your host, George, usually found in the fast lane, but today, guiding you through this historical journey. Instead of our usual presenter, Enzo, it's me leading the charge, and I've got our master of motorsport analysis, William Turner, with me. What's up, William Turner?
Oh, just eager to dive into the incredible story we've got lined up today, George. It's sure to have our listeners on the edge of their seats.
You heard the man, folks. We've got a thrilling tale straight from the Formula One archives that you won't want to miss. But before we put pedal to the metal, do us a favor. Click that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, and don't forget to comment and share with your friends and family. Your support fuels us and helps keep F1 Motor Fever podcast on the grid.
And believe me, folks, you'll want to stay in the loop. The world of Formula One is fast-paced and ever-changing, and we're here to ensure you don't miss a beat.
Absolutely, William Turner. Now, why have we chosen today's topic? Well, because it's a story that exemplifies the spirit of Formula One: speed, agility, and the ability to rise to any challenge. And who better exemplifies this than our star of the day, Oliver Bearman?
A young gun who proved age is just a number when it comes to racing. A story our listeners can surely find inspiring, wouldn't you agree, George?
Most definitely, William. If you want more details on this extraordinary journey from F2 pole to F1 debut within 24 hours, well, you better stick around. And now, without further ado, let's go full throttle. So let's dive deeper into Oliver Bearman's extraordinary journey. Picture this, folks. An 18-year-old lad, named as a reserve driver for the iconic Scuderia Ferrari ahead of the 2024 campaign. The anticipation alone must have been nerve-wracking.
Absolutely. Ferrari is a dream team for any driver, let alone one just starting their racing career. But as we know, life can be surprisingly unpredictable.
And how? The lad was looking at being a part of his second F2 race, but fate had other plans. It all started unfolding on a Wednesday, which was a media day. The Ferrari team announced that their main driver, Carlos Sainz, was feeling under the weather.
Talk about a sudden twist. The challenge that laid ahead was substantial. Jeddah, one of the most demanding tracks in the F1 calendar. And Bearman was about to make his debut there, out of the blue.
And he took it in his stride. In the qualifying round, Bearman was just 0.036 seconds from knocking the 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton out and making it to the final segment. Now that's some debut.
It really was remarkable. After just 1 hour of on-track preparation, he ended up racing to an impressively earned 7th place on Saturday night.
A truly whirlwind 24 hours in Jeddah. From an F2 pole position to a Formula One debut, and that too for Ferrari. It was an unexpected saga full of adrenaline and determination.
And a reminder for all of us that, in motorsport, anything can happen and usually does.
Moving ahead to Thursday now, we've got Carlos Sainz, looking a bit off-color but determined, returning to the paddock for free practice. And would you believe it? He even managed to finish the session just 0.134 seconds down on Charles Leclerc.
Quite a spirited attempt from the Spaniard, given his health. Meanwhile, over in the F2 paddock, our star of the hour, Bearman had his own challenge to tackle.
Oh yes, after a disappointing start in Bahrain, Bearman was back in form. He secured the pole position for Prima in F2 qualifying. His lap time, 1 minute and 42.217 seconds. Now here's a fun fact for you. He actually did that lap backwards on a unicycle.
Really, George? A unicycle? You must be...
Haha, just pulling your leg, William. But imagine that, eh? No, Bearman did it in the usual way, in a car and very much in the forwards direction. But it does go to show you the exceptional skill he brought to his F1 debut later on.
Blimey, you had me going there, George. But you're right, it's that level of skill and adaptability that's so vital in a sport as fast-paced as Formula One.
Couldn't agree more, William. Now moving ahead, Sainz returned to action in FP2 for Ferrari, his condition still undiagnosed. But as we know, things were about to take a dramatic turn.
You know, this entire turn of events reminds me of a personal experience. As a child, I used to compete in go-karting. There was this one race where I was under the weather, but I was determined to compete.
That sounds like a rough situation, especially for a child. You really must have had a strong passion for racing.
Indeed I did. But let's return to the story at hand. It was on the Friday that things really started to escalate. Sainz, eager to continue despite his discomfort, was ultimately diagnosed with appendicitis. That must have been a massive blow, not just to him, but to the entire team.
Quite right. The diagnosis meant Sainz could no longer participate in the ongoing sessions, and this is when the cogwheels further set into motion for our young hero, Bearman.
Yes, as Sainz was grappling with his health, Bearman was asked to report to Ferrari in the F1 paddock from his usual spot in the Prima garage. I can only imagine the mix of excitement and nervousness he must have felt.
It must have been a whirlwind of emotions. Then came the official confirmation that Carlos Sainz would take no further part in the weekend due to his need for surgery.
That's right, and it's at this point that Bearman's journey went from a dream to reality. He was to step into the shoes of Sainz and make his debut in Formula One.
All of this makes me wonder, did you ever get to race in that go-karting event you mentioned?
Ha, I did indeed. But let's just say it didn't go quite as well as Bearman's debut. The spirit of racing runs deep in us, doesn't it? Whether it's go-karts or Formula One, the thrill and anticipation are universal.
Now, midway through our saga, I have to ask, what are your thoughts on all this? The sudden twists, the unexpected challenges, the unbelievable strength of character we're seeing here?
You know, it's both exhilarating and humbling. To see an 18-year-old lad stepping up in such a critical situation, the pressure must have been immense. Bearman not only had to quickly adapt from Prima to Scuderia Ferrari, but also had to swiftly adjust to the vastly different demands of an F1 car.
Oh, yes. The Ferrari team had to make quite a few changes to fit Bearman's 6'3" frame, from pedal adjustments to seatbelt and headrest alterations. And then, of course, there was the crucial step of familiarizing him with the intricacies of the Ferrari steering wheel, a task undertaken by Sainz's race engineer, Riccardo Adami.
Yes, every element, no matter how small, can drastically impact a driver's performance. So it's not surprising that the team left no stone unturned in ensuring Bearman was comfortable and well prepared.
This just underscores the fact that success in Formula One is not just about the individual driver's skill, but also about the team's ability to adapt and respond to unexpected situations.
Absolutely, and it's this ability to adapt and face challenges head-on that differentiates the good from the great. It's what makes this sport so unpredictable and exciting.
And speaking of excitement, let's carry on with Bearman's journey. So he made his first appearance on the circuit in the Ferrari during FP3, marking the beginning of his Formula One adventure. Just a quick sidebar, folks. If you're enjoying our thrilling journey through the world of Formula One, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe to F1 Motor Fever podcast. Your support really helps us to keep producing top-notch content entirely for free. And remember, sharing is caring, so pass it on to your mates.
And don't forget our timing either. We're here every day at 3 in the afternoon and 7 in the evening. And on race weekends, we turn up a gear with special episodes. Plus, every Thursday morning, we have an extended special episode on an epic topic. So there's plenty to look forward to.
Absolutely. Now, with that bit of housekeeping out of the way, let's dive back into Bearman's extraordinary journey. Moving ahead, after just a single hour of preparation for qualifying, Bearman impressively managed to run his tire preparation lap nearly 10 seconds quicker than his Formula 2 pole time. Now, I don't know about you, but that pulls a hearty blimey out of me.
It's indeed an impressive achievement. During the session, he also squeezed in some pit stop practice and a cider lap for qualifying. And yet, despite all this, Bearman stayed focused on making the ride as smooth as possible, requesting further modifications to the headrest.
Just goes to show the level of adaptability and quick thinking required in Formula One, doesn't it? And to top it all off, Bearman finished the session 10th overall, just behind Hamilton's Mercedes and 7/10ths behind his teammate, Charles Leclerc.
By this time, we had confirmation that Carlos Sainz had successfully undergone surgery and was resting. Meanwhile, our young prodigy, Bearman, was in the thick of debriefs and team meetings, preparing for qualifying around one of the most challenging venues on the calendar.
Blimey, talk about a roller coaster of emotions. And then with less than an hour's worth of on-track preparation, Bearman went out to make his Formula One qualifying debut. His father David was there in the garage, watching on as his son navigated the track.
And after a couple of close brushes with the barrier, Bearman secured the 11th spot on the grid, clocking in at 1 minute and 28 seconds. A remarkable feat for his first ever Formula One qualifying session, wouldn't you say?
Let me tell you this, Bearman's performance didn't go unnoticed. He was praised by the likes of Hamilton, who admired his impressive efforts, and his teammate Leclerc also lauded Bearman's ability to acclimate so quickly and look so competitive.
That's right, he managed to clock in at 1 minute and 28.642 seconds, which was a staggering 13.575 seconds faster than his Formula 2 pole time. And he just missed making Q3 by a mere 0.03 of a second. Now that's what I call an impressive performance.
Bearman's post-qualifying reflections were quite humble. He called his session messy, but let's not forget, he became the youngest Ferrari driver in the team's illustrious history and was supremely close to making the final part of qualifying.
Indeed, and his efforts were roundly appreciated. Team principal Fred Vasseur was full of praise, commending Bearman on how well he dealt with his late call-up and performed admirably. He even mentioned how Bearman would still be learning the steering wheel functions overnight in preparation for the big race on Saturday.
And it was clearly worth it. Bearman finished 7th in the race, demonstrating that his preparations in F2 had served him well. Vasseur noted how he was able to step into the car and perform to the highest level that could be expected, even scoring points on his Formula One debut.
That's the mark of a true racer, adapting, learning, and delivering when it matters the most. It's safe to say that Bearman's debut in the world of Formula One was indeed quite impressive.
You know, all this talk about Bearman's debut in Formula One has got me thinking about my own debut. Not in racing, mind you, but in radio. That one time, I accidentally played the wrong track during a live show. The song was supposed to be Bohemian Rhapsody, and I ended up playing Barbie Girl instead. You should have seen the faces in the studio.
Fascinating. But mate, aren't we going a wee bit off-piste here?
Ah, you're right. Got caught up in the nostalgia there. Apologies, folks. Let's get back to discussing Bearman and his promising career in Formula One. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, his remarkable performance in his debut race. Right, for those just joining us, we've been discussing the impressive debut of Oliver Bearman in the world of Formula One. Despite being the youngest Ferrari driver in history, Bearman adapted remarkably to the pressures and finished 7th in the race, even scoring points on his debut. Now, my fellow commentator here was just mentioning about Bearman's preparations in Formula 2 and how they've clearly given him the edge. Continue, please.
Absolutely. His Formula 2 experience was evident in his performance. He clocked an impressive 1 minute and 28.642 seconds in qualifying, which is a significant 13.575 seconds faster than his Formula 2 pole time.
Indeed, quite impressive. And the praise he received from Hamilton and his teammate Leclerc speaks volumes about his talent. But as Bearman himself put it, the session was messy, yet he showed great promise for the future. Let's delve deeper into that, shall we? According to Vasseur, Formula 2 is the most competitive series in the world after Formula 1, preparing drivers effectively for their step up into the big leagues. Vasseur mentions that in Formula 2, drivers learn a lot about tire management, which is a crucial skill in Formula 1. The fact that races are run on the same tracks as the Grand Prix is a massive help for drivers, too.
Indeed, it offers a sort of familiarity, doesn't it? But one has to wonder, what are some other key differences or similarities between Formula 1 and Formula 2 that might impact a driver's transition?
That's a good question. I suppose a lot would come down to the specific technicalities of the car, the team dynamics, and how well the driver is able to adapt to the higher speed and intensity of Formula 1 racing.
That makes sense. It's also interesting to note that Bearman himself was thankful for the preparations he'd been able to carry out in Formula 2. His pole position lap was evidence of the impressive pace he displayed in the Ferrari. The experience in Formula 2 seems to have significantly eased his transition into Formula 1.
Absolutely. Bearman even said that having competed in Formula 2 not only on the same weekend but in general has been really useful for his adaptation into Formula 1. And there's a lot of techniques that are applicable across both championships. He competed on Thursday in Formula 2 and set pole, so he already had a good feeling of the track, which helped him to get straight up to speed in Formula 1.
Quite remarkable, isn't it? Speaking of, how critical do you think this sort of exposure and experience is for young drivers making their debut in Formula 1?
It's absolutely essential. The learning curve in Formula 1 is steep, and any experience that drivers can gather beforehand is invaluable. Bearman's success is testament to that. Bearman's success is indeed, as he put it, a testament to Formula 2 and everyone involved in it. He acknowledged the steep hill he had to climb, but also pointed out how quickly he was able to adapt to the challenge, thanks to his experience in Formula 2.
It's truly inspiring, isn't it? To see someone so young adapt so quickly and eloquently to such a demanding sport. It's clear that Formula 2 offers a solid training ground for potential Formula 1 drivers.
Absolutely. And as we've discussed, the skills and techniques learned in Formula 2 translate well into Formula 1. It certainly bodes well for young drivers like Bearman, who can hit the ground running in their debut.
Absolutely. And it's not just about technical skills, is it? The mental preparation, the ability to handle pressure and adapt quickly are also key elements that Formula 2 seems to instill in its drivers. It's going to be really interesting to see how Bearman's career unfolds in the upcoming races.
Without a doubt. It's early days yet, but it's clear that Bearman's Formula 1 career is off to a promising start. But as we all know, in this sport, anything can happen. The next few races are going to be especially crucial in shaping his journey. Thanks for tuning in to F1 Motor Fever podcast today. We've had a great time discussing Oliver Bearman's impressive debut in Formula 1 and how his experience in Formula 2 gave him a head start. We hope you found our conversation as enlightening as we did. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode. Your support means the world to us. Also, do share our podcast with your fellow Formula 1 enthusiasts, whether that's on social media, in person, or around the water cooler at work. If you enjoyed the episode, we'd love to hear from you in the comments.
And remember, there's always something exciting happening here at F1 Motor Fever podcast, so stay tuned every day. In fact, I've heard rumors of a special episode coming up next Thursday morning.
Absolutely. But for now, we've reached the end of another episode. A special shout out to Enzo, who we know will love this episode. Thanks again for tuning in, and we're looking forward to entertaining you with more thrilling Formula 1 content in the coming episodes.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Now let's conclude with our signature catchphrase. George and William, pedal to the metal. Keep your gaze on the road. Our channel's content is pure gold.